What's up guys, DK with Vulture Control, or specifically put MyVultureCon, a map that I made in like 2014 during exam week, midterm week, when I was a sophomore in college. Yeah, sophomore or junior, I forgot, but yeah, junior I think. Yeah, it was late 2014, so I made this when like two of my friends came over and we were like playing some good old like Friday night StarCraft for old type's sake, and we played a lot of StarCraft maps, and then one of my friends was like, "Oh, let's play some Vulture Control micro game," and then I was like, "Yeah, dude, hold on, I'll make a new one," because we already played the other Vulture Control maps. So I made a new one, fresh one, within an hour. So, and here it is. And I also uploaded this on Nibbits online. So yeah. So yeah, made by DK. In 2014, not starting camp. Round 1 Zealots, round 2 Zerglings, round 3 Infested Bitches, round 4 Fire Asses, final round question mark. Micro, fuck him. Start the game already. So yep, this is it. This can be played up to 3 players. And this is the first round, Zealots. And like each round has like a boss. Yeah, so. And then there's like no life or anything like that. So it's just a simple Vulture Control. There's like a lot of Vulture Control maps, both Western and Korean. But I made my own here. It's not that hard. Just they're like one shot, like most standard Vulture Control maps in use map settings are one hit, one kill, except for the boss units, of course. So this is the same idea here, although the arena is kind of condensed, but yeah. And if you're wondering how I'm doing this, I also explained in my other video, I challenge you, or DK challenges you. You just use patrol click, like so. Like you just click behind the Vulture, and then the unit will attack like this while moving. And I made this so that there's no life, so if you die in one round, then it's game over. And but if you do win without dying, then you proceed to the next round, which is Zergling, right there, as you can see. Yeah, so just showcasing this, and just gonna show like what the 5th round is, because I put question mark. Okay, we took out all the minions. Now we can proceed to the boss. And the boss is of course a bit harder. It's not one hit, one kill. So you need a bit more patience here. But yeah, but the first round was pretty easy because Zealots are really easy to kill. Kite with Vulture micro. I think she's almost dead. Yeah, half HP already. 100 HP. Oh, and then the first round, I made it so that usually for any Vulture Control types of maps, if you get hit once, then you die. But for this round, I made it so that you can get hit like twice. But and same goes with the Zergling too. But the Zergling is like attack faster, so if you get hit once, then you're practically dead. There you go, that was easy. So yeah, Marco that nice vulture ass. And no, if both you and your allies die, then leave the game. Yeah, so I didn't put any like defeat condition or trigger like that. So, and then here's where I save the game, cause this round. But so after the first round, game gets a bit harder. But I made this round like have more space, cause circlings are harder normally. But of course, like unupgraded Zerglings speed wise versus unupgraded Vulture. Yeah, so Vulture still outrun. Like as you could see in the first round that I showed, like this Vulture that's not speed upgraded outruns speed upgraded Zealot. So it just tells you that Vultures are like one of the I think it is the fastest unit in the game with the speed upgrade, and it's already fast without the speed anyway. So just doing some patrol click. As you can see right here, this my patrol becomes white. And this one could just A click. There we go. And this over here overlay shows at the top left shows kill count. And as with all rounds, there's a boss here. The boss is one of the harder ones because it's fully upgraded. Speed in terms of speed at least, but yeah, Zerglings are kind of easy like Zealots, because I mean they're melee. They have a range of 1, which is melee range, and Vultures have 5 range, I think, 5 or 6 range. I forgot. I think it's 5. But and if you use patrol, then it kind of extends. It makes it look like it has more than 5 range. Well, maybe it's because it's moving and attacking at the same time, that's why. Okay, and one more. And now we need to kill the boss. So I'm gonna save, because the boss is harder. It's a standard devouring 1 HP, but with 2 damage, so if you take 2 hits from this guy, we're dead. So yeah, this Zergling has metabolic boost, but yeah, the Vulture still outruns. And the reason why I didn't put a speed upgrade for the Vulture is because it gets kind of harder to micro patrol click like this if it has speed. But yeah, I mean you can still micro with speed, but most maps that I know, most used map setting maps with Vulture control type of game, it's kind of like they don't upgrade the Vulture speed. So yeah, and if you're wondering how much damage do we do like 5 per hit. So okay, next round. Yeah, this round's a bit harder, because Kerrigans have once they figure out their attack, they have like an attack range of 3 or something. So they have to get within melee range to attack, but once they do the attack animation, you're already dead. Like even if you move away. So that's why this round is harder. And of course these guys aren't called Kerrigan, they're infested bitches. And then you're like wondering, oh DK, what's the boss for infested units then? Because there's only one infested Kerrigan model. Well, it's this guy, this is the boss. Pretty fast. It's like, infested Terrans are infested Terran speed is like equivalent to a steamed marine or firebat. So Yeah. So if you're playing this with your friends, um, you can like after you kill all the Kerrigans or infested bitches, you can like have one of your friends suicide into the boss, and then that'll clear the round. But, okay, let's save. It's for insurance. I think there was one like super hard Vulture control map that one of the round was like a High Templar, like a Tassadar, which I think is really hard. Oh crap, we aggravated the boss unit. But yeah, Vulture, man. Vultures are fast. Doesn't have speed, but still outrun. Okay, this is not good. Alright, guys. I'm focusing hard here. I think he had like 150 HP or something. Pretty. Yeah, and then of course, like most Vulture type games are intended for more than one player, but I'm just showcasing my map that I made during like midterm week. Like screw Chem, I was like, yeah, screw it. Screw that class, man. Yeah, he's almost at 145 HP. Yeah, and this is the result, man. Okay, we got the boss. Okay, we can just leave him alone like this. Okay, and then one more. And then what was the result of my chemistry grade? In 2014? It was a C, but didn't really matter. I actually didn't need to take excuse me, that class because I changed my major. I used to be a computer science major, but now I'm doing accounting, guys. Changed it like after the first semester of my third year. But luckily I had a lot of bad credits, so I caught up really fast. So I'm graduating next May 2017. So like in a way I'm like 1 year late with my graduation, but doesn't feel that bad. The only I just felt bad when I like saw my friends graduating like this May, because if I graduated on time, I would have graduated with most of my friends this May or 7 months ago. But rip the dream, man, rip the dream. And yeah, firebats have a range of 2, I think, so gotta be more careful. Okay, and they one-shot us. So we have to, in order to do a micro with vultures, we have to be a bit more careful, because they're technically not, I wouldn't really say they're melee, you know. Firebats actually do have more than range of 1, which is considered melee in StarCraft 1, but yeah. And here comes the firebat boss. 1 HP more than the regular. 1 more HP more than the previous boss, infested boss. And you may be wondering, isn't this a bit easier, DK? Yes, it is, but firebat's like round in general is like a lot harder than your standard like Zerglings or Zealots or whatever. So and yeah, this kind of is reminding me of this one map made by a Korean using EUD. And in case if you don't know what EUD is, it's like a tool that enhances StarCraft map making without the use of mods. They basically use a enabler and use like EUD trigger functions. But what I'm saying is, okay, he's almost there. Two more hits. Like in that map, there is this you play as like these computers, and then you fight against one AI Vulture that like micros by himself. And that Vulture can actually like kill like almost every unit like a human controlled player can't normally do. So like Hydralisk, Archons, and all that stuff. Man, that was some really fun to watch though. Only possible with EUD or of course modding, but what makes EUD, which is called enabled unit depth, I think, like really mesmerizing is like you don't need to like download external stuff, and you like for mods, if you want to play mods online, you need all the players to have that mod running at the same time, at the corresponding time, which makes distribution a bit pain in the ass. But EUDs made it so that anyone can play it if you just download the same map that's corresponding to the EUD trigger using map. Yeah, so EUD is basically like, I mean, if you like Google EUD, you'll know what I'm talking about. I mean, there's a lot of Korean YouTubers that still like post some StarCraft 1 maps, and most good qualities are using EUD. So one example of a EUD feature would be like using your keyboards to like correspond to some kind of spells or whatever. So for example, let's say you know in the Architect where that map had like a dropship inventory system, and you have to like click corresponding numbers inside the dropship. For EUD, you can just like press like a, let's say if one is like use spells or something, then if you actually type 1 in your keyboard, then it'll use the spell, which is like really mind-boggling to think about in StarCraft, a game as old as like 2 decades, you know. But just shows you it's possible, man, with StarCraft if you're using EUD. The only shame that about the map making of EUD is like it started to be more introduced when StarCraft 2 kind of came out. So that was when the map making community died. But the Western community was the pioneers of the EUD foundation. But the Easterners, like Koreans and Chinese StarCraft 1 map makers, they never got hooked into StarCraft 2 as much, and they stayed with this game, and the result was like awe-inspiring, you know. Like they did like crazy sorts of stuff that you think it's not possible for StarCraft 1 without mods, but they sure did. I think if the Western map making community stayed with StarCraft 1, they would have made just as good as maps that the Koreans have been making in regards to EUD. But oh well, it's barely hanging on right now, I guess. Anyway, back to this game. So this boss has only 60 HP. Like a lot less than the previous bosses, but since vultures do like 1/4 damage to ultralists, so he's taking actually 2.5 damage. But we have to factor in the armor too. So we're doing 10 damage right now. This guy has 2 armor, so that's 10 minus 2, which is 8. Then divide that by 4. So we're doing 2 damage per hit. So significantly more health, I guess. Not number wise, but just hit wise, I guess. Whatever you want to call it. And of course, this Ultra is speed upgraded, so it's a bit harder. But yeah, this is the last round. We're almost done, I think, if I don't die. Okay, almost there, guys. Like 11 more hits, I think. 10, 9, but it regenerates too, so it's like gotta consider that factor as well. So it's a plus or minus 1 more hit. So yeah, this in the mission briefing where it was like question marks, this is it. Victory! DK. And yeah, that concludes my Vulture control. Thanks for watching, guys. And as always, I'll see you guys with another StarCraft 1 content soon. My pathetic classmates, yeah, in homage to my friends who were in my chemistry class with me that semester, that year. Yeah. Anyway, I'm out. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you soon again.